We're here. 13 episodes later, we have reached the finale of Stargirl, and holy cow, did I absolutely adore this episode. I want to get this out of the way. I don't think a television show, or at least a superhero show, has made me so emotional and intrigued and just happy and kind of just like tears of joy almost, because I did get very emotional watching this, guys. Like, I absolutely adored what this show was, especially in this finale. So I want to thank everybody who stuck through it with me, watching all these videos and all these reviews to the very end. You guys did great. I appreciate it thoroughly, so thank you so much for watching. But let's talk about this finale. We're taking place right after the events of last episode. All of our adults are frozen, their brain patterns are being malfunctioned by brainwave, and we're doing something cool there, so that's really fun stuff to see. And we get some great shots, just like the entire scope of Blue Valley. There's a daughter trying to hold on to her dad, like, come back to me, what are you doing, Dad, stay here. And Jordan's walking down the street all proud, like, yeah, or he's gonna wake up, sweetie, and he's gonna be better than ever, so stay tuned for that. And I was like, cool, that's really cool. This show really goes comic booky, because like the football field at the high school opens up, and a huge satellite just comes pouring out. 3 of them do. And I'm like, how did nobody in all of Blue Valley not notice that this satellite was being built there? Because it's huge. It's bigger than I was expecting it to be for a show like this. Like, come on, that was insane. I loved it so much. We get some resolution with the tuba kid. The kid literally beats up a guy for tuba, and he's like bleeding, and it's like, yeah, his mom told him to do it. Now his mom's dead, so he's going to be a villain next season. I loved that so much. Really cool stuff. Then we go back to our characters in the tunnels. They're all working together. Courtney has to fight Pat, who's under the control now, and I love this a lot. The reason Pat kind of starts to snap out of it and be able to get back to his senses is because Courtney's like, you're my dad. Don't do this, Dad. I love you. And you're just like, thank you. Thank you, Courtney. This is everything I wanted from this show. You're finally accepting Pat as your father. I love it to death. What great stuff. But luckily, we do figure out how to get them out of this. Beth and Chuck figure out there's like a pattern underneath this, like the tunnels, that allows them to block it. So if we get to that and shut it off, we can like get our parents out. And while I'm watching this, I'm like, okay, Pat's under control, Justin and Barbara. How come like Yolanda and Rick and Beth aren't really freaking out about their parents or their uncle? Like, they're just like, no, we'll worry about Barbara right now. My mom and dad are fine. And I was like, why wouldn't they care? I mean, they got bigger problems to worry about. So, I mean, I get it there too. Luckily, we are able to free all of our adults under there, and we get a great fight. I'm talking top tier fighting for anything ever. Like, if you are a fan of superheroes, you gotta watch this fight scene at the end. We have, Stargirl, Wildcat, Hourman, Justin the Shining Knight, and Stripe, and they are all fighting the ISA. Like Icicle, Dragon King, Sportsmaster, Tigress. And it looks so good, the way everyone's moving and bouncing around. You just see the great fight scenes with Wildcat and Tigress, and the way Hourman's just punching through everything and doing some really cool stuff there. It is such a great fight scene. And I like the resolution too, where Justin is really trying to kill the dragon. He needs to slay the dragon to feel whole, and he's trying to do it. And as they're having this battle, the door where Shiv and Cindy are locked up is opened, and she comes down and she kills her dad. Great resolution for that character. I really liked seeing that. Man, I'm like, they're throwing Cindy back into this. I'm so excited for that. Like, this fight scene was incredible. The way everyone's moving around, the way Icicle and Courtney are fighting, the way everyone's just, it was such a great scene. And we see there's some real struggle in here for our heroes to win, but they eventually do win, which I'm like, that's really cool. Of course they have to win. That's just common. They have to get to that area and that spot, so it worked. Then Shiv starts to attack Courtney, and you're just like, okay. So it's Yolanda who has to go in and stop Brainwave from doing all this stuff. And as she starts to walk down the corridor, we see she has to fight a bunch of like the Dragon King servants, and I'm like, I wish we saw that fight scene. We kind of cut away from that because Jordan's going to go to attack Barbara and Beth. But we got to talk about this really quick, because this actually was just almost broke me to the point where I'm like, you can't do this to me, show. Yolanda is standing over all the bodies. She defeated them. I'm like, that's great. That's really cool. And then the last one standing there, he takes off his hood, and you're like, it's Henry. It's Henry. I'm like, Henry's alive. We're doing this. Henry's alive. Thank God Henry's alive. I love Henry. My favorite character. There he is standing in front of us. But Yolanda figures out it's not actually Henry. I was fooled. Yolanda wasn't. It's Brainwave because he went away from the machine to go help the fight. And is like, no, I'm not his friend. Like, we're all of Henry's friend. We all care about him. Slices Brainwave's throat. She slices his throat. And she kills Brainwave. And she just gave like a whole speech earlier to Rick, like, don't kill. And here she is killing. She knows it's wrong, but she had to do it because, wow. Oh, it's great. That's a great resolution for her character arc. I absolutely loved it and seeing that. So then her and Courtney are able to destroy the machine. And this shot, man, this shot of Courtney flying up to the huge satellite and just blasting it with the staff, that looked incredible. Like, it did. It's just so intense and amazing, and everything about it just worked so well, and I loved it. It was such a beautiful shot, because you're like, that's a superhero shot. We're in a wide shot. We can't really see Courtney close up. We just see her flying around, blasting the machine till it breaks and is destroyed. That was so cool. That was cool, man. Only to be outdone by a Stripe versus Solomon Grundy fight. I mean, say what you will about the animation. I don't think they had the money to make it look better, but oh my god. That fight was incredible. I thought it looked great. Grundy's design itself looked incredible. Was it the best CGI? Of course not. But just the way he looked and the way he moved and the way he acted. Oh my goodness, I loved it. I loved every second of that. I thought it was gorgeous looking. And Grundy rips through the Stripe suit, takes it down, and he's about to kill Pat. And in comes Rick for the conclusion he so desperately needed. He's got a couple minutes left on his timer. They're all for Grundy. He tells Pat to go. And then we get... I love this scene. I love this scene too. Everything was just so good here. Rick just beats the shit out of Grundy. He just starts taking him down and just beating him up. I love the guy playing Rick. This kid. I call him a kid. He's probably older than I am. This kid. He's giving off, I said it before too, he gives off such Timothée Chalamet or Robert Pattinson vibes just in the way he like exudes himself and does everything. He's got to get more work or give our man some more to do. I love it a lot. That was so great. In the final moments of the fight, he has a rock and he's standing over Grundy, and Grundy's like, no, please don't kill me. And Rick just breaks down like, just fight me, don't do this, don't make me do this. And what a great resolution for his arc too, guys. Like, where he just says, I can't kill Grundy, I'm not going to kill an innocent creature, throws the rock away and tells Grundy to run away. That was cool. What a great episode. And that, like, we do solve the crisis a little bit easier than I expected. Beth takes down the gambler. Her and Chuck are like, well, let's just hit him in his money. We'll get rid of all his money, donate it to charity. He breaks down and he deletes all the information, so he's running away, but he's still alive. The only character we really kill here is Brainwave in this fight, so everyone else is still alive. But then we go to, oh my goodness, this scene was incredible too. Jordan went back to the America Dream building and he takes Barbara, and we see that he kills Chuck, or he kills the Dr. Midnight goggles so that Beth can't see anything from them. Chuck's no longer alive. And he takes Barbara, goes on top of like the building. This scene where he's acting his ass off here, this is why I'm like, I was smiling the whole time watching this. This is a man who's on the brink of just breaking down and having an issue. Just the way he's screaming like, Barbara, I can make the world better. We could do all this, and you could be at my side, and Courtney could be at my side. But you have to do this for me, or I'll kill them all. I'll kill everything. And you're just like, he is so close to breaking down and having a moment. I absolutely love it. What a great character, man. And just the way he's portraying himself. I cannot remember the actor's name, but just the way that Icicle's just acting and getting pissed off. You're just like, yes. And then Pat comes to the rescue to try to save Barbara. He's like, it's okay, I brought my daughter. And then we get another Jordan and Courtney fight, and that looked so good. And you're just throwing everyone around and having fun. Pat does save Barbara from falling off the top of the building. That's a great moment for them. I loved seeing that, and man, that was cool. Just some really great stuff, guys. Like, there's nothing like this show. You're gonna watch this finale, and if you guys haven't watched the finale, you should. But when you watch this finale, you're just gonna be like me, and you're just gonna have a smile on your face. You're gonna be like, yes, finally, this is such a good thing to see. And I have not had that feeling in forever for a comic book thing. I like Doom Patrol, I like Umbrella Academy, and I like Birds of Prey. But I wasn't watching those going like, yes, this is everything I wanted. I wasn't. And I was for here, and it was so exciting. So we kind of fall off the building. Jordan smashes into the concrete. Yolanda catches Courtney from falling down. Pat catches Barbara. And we just see Jordan is still unhinged, and he's ready to take everyone down. He's like, I'm going to get you guys. And oh my God. Okay, this is... might be... I was like, if they're doing what I think they're doing in here, might be my favorite moment of the episode. So Jordan's still our biggest villain alive. He's still in his icicle form, but he's kind of breaking down. He can't really control his powers now. And he's ready to come in. And in comes a huge truck, smashes into Jordan, shatters him to pieces. And who's driving the truck? It's Mike. That's it. That's when I fell in love with this show again. That was such a great moment, because and Mike's like, "Can I be on the JSA now?" Yes, you can. That was incredible. What a great resolution. And then we just kind of like fade in like nothing else really changed in the world. Everyone's still fine. They're happy, all dandy ho and all that stuff. And that's really cool too. Then we cut to a couple weeks later, and it's Christmas, because of course it is. And here we are at Christmas. Everyone's having a fun time. They're all hanging out. And Courtney gives a gift to Pat, and it's like, "You're the world's greatest dad." What a really cool moment. I enjoyed seeing that. The characters are just like realizing they are actually a family now. That was a really cool resolution for all those characters. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing that. And then we just get so many like cliffhangers to end on. We are really setting up. This feels like we knew we weren't sure if we were going to get a season 2. But now that we know we are getting a season 2, here's our cliffhangers. Here's everything we can end on. So we had a great battle, a great resolution using the satellite. All of our characters had some great moments. We're going to rebuild like the Chuck goggles for Beth, and then we got a scene with Justin too, where he's ready to like leave and go slay some more dragons, but he's kind of broken about it. I would love it if we got a Shining Knight like mini-series. I don't think we will, but could you imagine we got a Shining Knight mini-series where he goes around finding the other members of the 7 Soldiers of Victory, like Vigilante and the Crimson Avenger? That'd be cool to see, and I like that a lot. But we got so many great cliffhangers here. The first one, we kind of hinted that he was there when we were looking at the portrait. If you brightened up your screen, you could make out his goggles. It's Shade. Shade is returning. He's like, "You guys all kind of suck. ISA, you're kind of terrible. Let me show you how we take care of kids." That's a great cliffhanger. Great way to set him up as the next big villain of the show. I think that could be really exciting and really cool. We also don't really know what happened to Icicle's kid, so that could come in somewhere to do something. I'm very intrigued what that could be. Our next cliffhanger. Oh my goodness, you can't, Jeff, you can't do this, Jeff. Like, our next cliffhanger is Cindy is rummaging through a bunch of the ISA stuff, and she pulls out a crystal. And she calls it Eclipso. You can't do that, man. That's such a great cliffhanger. I love that. Like, come on. What are you... Eclipso in it. Oh, man. That's awesome. That's really cool. I like that a lot. And then we come to the very end of the stuff, and there he is. I was waiting for him to show up, because you can't cast Joel McHale and not have him show up. There he is at the very end, looking for Pat. Wow. What a great show. What a great show. I loved it a lot. Like, really good stuff there. And, oh man, it was just so much fun. So, it's perfect. It's the perfect superhero show. I think everyone should watch it and enjoy it. And we are going to be doing a spoiler discussion coming up later this week, talking about this and Doom Patrol. So you guys could check that out on my channel too. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, you can check me out on Instagram, Patreon, Twitter, all that good stuff. And I will see you in the next one. Have fun. Stay safe. Good luck. Keep it real. Tsunami Studios.